Today we're talking about a massive financial revolution happening in India. It's a story about a new system that's completely changing the very speed of money.
So let me just ask you this. If you needed to move, say, millions of dollars from one bank to another right across town, how long do you think that should take? An hour? Maybe a few minutes? Well, what if I told you it used to take up to 2 full days?
And that mind-boggling 2-day delay is exactly where this story really kicks off.
Okay, so you've got two main players here on the scene. First is the NSE International Clearing Corporation, we'll just call them NSEICC, and the second is GIFT IFSC, which is basically India's big hub for international finance. And together, they just pulled off something pretty incredible.
So what happened? Well, on November 4th, NSEICC processed the very first settlement using a brand new system over at GIFT IFSC. And look, this wasn't just some routine transfer. Nope, this was the shot heard round the financial world, kicking off a whole new era.
Now, to really get why this is such a big deal, we have to look at the problem they were trying to solve. Let's talk about the old way of doing things, and what I call the 48-hour wait.
See, before all this, when you wanted to settle a transaction in a foreign currency, everything relied on something called a correspondent banking network. And yeah, the name alone kind of tells you it's not going to be simple or direct.
Think of it like taking the scenic route for your money. Except it's not scenic, it's just slow. Bank A couldn't just send the money straight to Bank B. The instruction had to go to a middleman, a correspondent bank, which would then talk to the other bank, often dealing with different time zones. The whole thing was confirmed over the old SWIFT network, which just added more steps, more friction, and more chances for delay.
And the result of all that back and forth? The entire process could take up to 48 hours. 2 whole days. In the world of global finance, where every second counts, that's an absolute eternity. So yeah, something clearly had to change. And that brings us to the solution, a system that is launching us into a totally new era of speed.
And here it is, the hero of our story, the FCSS, or the Foreign Currency Settlement System. Its mission is simple, but it is incredibly powerful: to let banks inside GIFT IFSC send foreign currency to each other directly in near real time.
And when you put them side by side, the difference is just staggering. You're going from a slow, complicated, high-friction mess to something that's fast, simple, and direct. That 48-hour wait is just gone, replaced by a near-instant settlement. This isn't just a small improvement, it's a complete transformation of the entire process.
And the most crucial point to understand is this: the FCSS completely gets rid of the need for that old, clunky correspondent banking network for these kinds of transactions. It's like they tore down a winding country road and built a financial superhighway in its place.
Okay, so it's faster, we get that. But what's the bigger picture here? Let's dig into why this is a true game changer for India's entire financial scene.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Mr. Bala V, who's the head of NSEICC, said this new system will literally ignite the growth of GIFT IFSC. He sees it as the rocket fuel for future expansion, making the whole place way more efficient and attractive for business.
And it goes even deeper than just business growth. As Chairman Kumar Kanakasabapathy points out, this is a huge deal for the country. It proves that India can build financial infrastructure that is genuinely world-class, putting it right up there with the other major financial capitals of the world.
So, with this new foundation now firmly in place, where does all of this lead? Let's take a quick look at what this really means for India's financial future. So here's what you really need to remember. First, transactions are now basically instant. That makes cross-border payments way, way easier. All of this massively boosts how efficiently the whole GIFT IFSC ecosystem runs. And what's the end result? It seriously strengthens India's position as a modern and competitive player on the global financial stage.
And that brings us to one last thought. A huge barrier to the speed of finance, time itself, has basically been torn down. So it leaves you wondering, right? As these kinds of innovations keep making global finance faster and easier to access, what's next? What new opportunities, what new industries, what new ideas are about to be unlocked? That's definitely something we're all going to be watching.